there, welcome to my sewing room. I have my table all set up here and we're going to be doing a craft. This is called a treat pouch. I've heard them called origami treat pouches or treat folders, just kind of all sorts of things. And I found a variety of them on Pinterest and thought I would show you my favorite way to make one. You can do them in any size you want. And if you look here, we've got one that's huge, and that is made with a 12 by 12 sheet of designer paper, specialty paper, scrapbook paper, whatever you want to call it. This one is made with smaller, it's either 8 inches or 10 inches square, but they can be 9, 8, 7, 6, well actually down to just 6, and that's the size paper that would make something that size. So this is probably an 8 inch here and a 10 inch here. So I'm going to just show you the basic way to make one, which is you start with a square sheet of designer paper. If you do it two-sided, then you will end up with, like for instance, if you see down here, you'll end up with the back side of it showing on the top part and then also the flap, and then the other part of it is going to show on the rest of the pouch. So you can just decide which one. In fact, you can change your mind once you get the whole thing folded. So the main thing is to start out with a square. And like right here, I have a sheet that had already had, I don't know if you can tell, but that's not a square. So all I need to do is measure the shortest side. And here I've got, it's just like a hair under 10 3/4. So I'm going to turn it here and cut this at a hair under 10 3/4, and I will have my square. So it doesn't matter what size it is as long as it is a square, a perfect square. All right, so what you do is you take point to point and put them together. And you do want to make sure this is perfect, otherwise you'll end up with it kind of being wonky. So I start here and I just go over and make sure that this comes together at a perfect point, and it does. And then I'm going to go over here. I can see it's starting to get a little bit off, so I'm going to push it where I want it. And there we go. Okay. So from here I'm going to have my videographer come on around this side so that you can see how to do this from my angle and the angle that you would actually be doing it. I can't do it upside down. I'm not quite that talented. So can you see it evenly? Okay. So we're going to take one point and bring it up over to the other side. Not quite. I may be about a 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch from the edge, but the main thing is that you want to make sure this is a triangle with this side and this side equal. So you don't want to do it down here. You can see that that's all wonky. You don't want to do it up here. That's wonky. So you just want to do it as, you know, perfectly as you can. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that. And now I'm going to bring this side up and over. And it starts getting a little weird, kind of foldy and bendy. So I just keep burnishing it with the bone folder to get it to be nice and flat. All right, so I've got this point about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and burnish it. We're almost done with it at this point. So now I'm going to fold this point down and really pull it hard down there. And that is it. That is your pocket pouch, pocket holder, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now, if you see here, can you see how that's kind of, yep, you can see that's a little bit, I don't know what the word is. It's not smooth. So what I do is I hold it like that, hold it at the, in the opened up position, and I just continue burnishing it so that now it's a lot smoother. Okay. So it's ready for me to put items in, but first I'm going to show you another one, because this one is white. A lot of our designer paper, I am with Stampin' Up, have been for 20 years this month, and but I'm not selling you anything as far as that goes. You can just find your own designer paper at wherever you like to buy a designer or scrapbook or specialty paper. So some paper, of course, comes with a pattern on one side and just completely white on the other, and I'm going to show you what you can do with that. You can either leave it white, or you can do something that I'm going to show you how to do in just a moment. So here we go again. I'm just going to do this again really quickly. Now, the thinner the paper is, the easier it's going to be to work with. If you have a really thick designer paper, you're going to have a real hard time getting everything looking just really smooth and even. So, okay. So, once again, come up this way. You already saw the process on the last one, but I'm just showing you quickly here. Excuse me. So pull this one up already here. And that one comes down. Now, if you like white, which, like for example, on this one over here, you can put a little medallion or some kind of a cute thing on it. I have these ready to go. So you can put that on there, and so you wouldn't really notice it, especially since you'll have things in front of it. But if you would like to do something else, you can use a stamp that you have in your house. Even if you have no other stamps, you probably have one of these, which is a pencil with a nice solid eraser. All right. So what I'm going to do is make my own stamp pad out of wipes, just regular old wipes. And I did this yesterday, so I'm going to do a new one because I've got a slightly different color today. So I'm just going to put some on here. Put a couple of drops. I did a total of 3 drops as far as that goes. Okay, so I am just going to use that as a stamp pad. And I'm going to do 2 with each. It's called Stamping Off. And just go all over. I can maybe a 3rd one. Yep, then get a 3rd one in there because they don't need to all be the same thickness. Now, if you're going to go off the edge, do that last, because otherwise when you come back, so if I go off the edge and I go over here, see, then it's got a little division, a little line in it. So I'm going to go up here now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you can see we've just got some really cute little dots here. So if I want to go off on the edge here, I don't want to get that onto my other paper. So I'm going to just turn it like that. So I'll go, keep going. 1, 2, and then off the edge. And I'm just about done. Somebody needs to tell me to stop because I can just keep going. All right, so I think that'll do me. Let's get these things back here. So there you go, your own stamp pad and your own stamp. Okay, so here this is now all fixed up and ready to go. And I wanted to show you, like if you're putting in something like this. This is some barbecue pork jerky. So, but this, as you can see, is narrower down here. So what I do is I just fold it back like that and put it in. So it doesn't have to be the perfect size. Now this will stay, and then it goes in. I can also stick in whatever else I like. I've got a couple little treats here. And I've got a little nail file here, and that can go in. So, oh, and then I've got the lemongrass bath salts that we made on another video. That can go in. So, there it is. Now, I like to put these into a plastic bag of some kind. So I buy these by the 100 usually, just so, because I do this a lot. But I'm going to put this in. This one has a gusseted side, which gives it more room once it goes in and starts pushing everything around. So I'm going to do that. And I have to do my ribbon this way. You just want to be careful of your little point up at the top because it can get squished in there. So I want to go up a couple inches from the top. And get this on here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do a bow. How about if you want to come around this side here? And this is something I will probably do a separate video on. So you're going to tie just one knot so that you have one going up to the left and one going down to the right. I call this Washington and Florida. Okay, Washington State, the real Washington. All right, so you're going to take your Washington loop, or you're going to take your Washington, it's not a loop yet, but your Washington piece, and this is already, like if this is the equator, this is already in the southern equator, so we're going to have it come around this way. We're not going to go up against the way it would naturally want to go. So I'm going to pull it down, go around, all the way around, and of course, just do a regular bow, but now it's going to sit the way I want it to. So I keep fiddling around with pulling the loops up and the tails down until it's sitting just right, because this is going to hold everything in place, this little centerpiece. So there, and I kind of puff it up a little bit, and I puff that up a little bit, and there we go. I've got it. So that's the 12 by 12 piece. Okay. So let's just say you'd like to try it with different colors on the outside. You can do it completely opposite by just taking what it was, but now turning everything the other way. Do your folds completely the other direction. So I'm going to do the same exact thing. The folds are already there for me. This one I have to pull the other way. I mean, you just have to pull them all, going the other way. And now it looks like that instead of having the dots in that part. So you can do that with any of them. All right, so the last thing I want to show you is a couple other sizes. There was this one that I showed at the beginning, and there again I put it into a little cellophane bag. This makes a nice shower prize. And then if you stick a coffee gift card in there, that can actually be a whole birthday gift in whatever size, depending on what you have to put in there. And this one, I put a little pack of Kleenexes, a little pouch of coffee, a little thing of lotion, and then some little treats. And so I could put my coffee gift card in there, put it in a bag, and I've got a really nice gift. Now this one is the tiniest one, and this is what you get when you do a 6 by 6 inch piece. And of course you can get 4 6 by 6 inch pieces out of a 12 by 12 inch piece of designer paper. And this is the size that it makes. It's really tiny. So again, I'm going to do the same thing because this is too wide for the bottom. So I just fold my tea bag back and stuff it in there. So there it goes. And then I've got a little candy and another little file that can go in there, and then anything else you have that you want to put in there. And I've got this small size cellophane bag, of course. Now what you can do with this is have this be a name card, like it for Christmas table. You can make these up for everybody, some for the gals, some for the guys, or you can have a Christmas tea, whatever you want, and then put your ribbon on here, which I don't need to do again. But then you put their name on there. That can either be something coming out here, like a little banner, or something that you punch and you put their name on, and then you put those at their places, in front of their glass or on their plate. So there you go. Fun, easy, quick idea. And you can do it for anything you want. You can do it at Thanksgiving. You can do it for 4th of July. You can do it for baby or bridal showers. Just anything you can think of that you would want a little gift or a treat bag for. So there you go. Thanks for joining me.